I started when I was real young, but I only did it for a season because I didn't really enjoy it either. And then I started back in high school because my dad was a coach on a Pop Warner team. One of his buddies called my dad and was like, "Hey, we need some guys for the wrestling team. Would your son be interested?" I just said, kind of sure, not knowing not knowing anything about it really, and started wrestling ninth grade. Been doing it ever since.
Tomas did 1 year of wrestling when he was younger before he was persuaded to go back out in ninth grade. He ended his high school career as a 2 time state finalist and state champ for Hickory Ridge in Harrisburg, North Carolina. He's currently a redshirt sophomore at App State, where he wrestles 184 pounds and qualified for the NCAA tournament as a true freshman after winning a SoCon conference title. Not bad for a kid who started wrestling in 2019. I'm Kelby Bachman, and this is Let's Talk Wrestling. In the heart of West Union, Iowa, lies a hidden gem in Euphoria Coffee. Owned by local residents Nicole and Shane Havenstreit, they source everything they can from local vendors. From hot and iced drinks, to savory breakfast burritos, to baked goods, to botany tea, and even homemade waffles, Euphoria Coffee is a place your entire family can enjoy. You can find more information at drinkeuphoria.coffee2go.com or visit their Facebook page. And we also have a special gift just for you. Next time you stop in, you can get a free baked good with a $20 purchase. Just mention the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Euphoria Coffee. Our purpose is deeper than coffee. What's up? Gosh, it's Saturday. You ready to watch some football or what? Are you not are you also into other sports too, or are you just like a wrestler?
Just wrestling, really.
All
Yeah.
right. That doesn't I'm not saying that surprises me, but it surprises me how many times I ask wrestlers that and they're like, "Yeah, I don't really care about other sports. I just really
Yeah.
I wrestle and other sports are happening and I just don't care." But
I'll tune
you know.
into a UFC event every now and then, but that's pretty much it.
How about RAF? You've been watching Real American Freestyle?
Yeah, I have. That's been
Okay.
cool to see.
Yeah, that's going on tonight.
Okay. I didn't even know about
So
that one.
yeah. Yep. I think Steve Mako's wrestling in it. Do you remember Steve Mako at all?
I do. That's crazy.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe one day you'll be wrestling there.
Maybe.
So what's up? What's going on in this morning or this? I guess in this time frame, what have you been up to besides? I mean, I guess wrestling, right? What?
Yeah. We school's still on winter break for now.
Really?
We've been doing 2-a-days. We start school Monday, so it's coming to an end.
Are you glad? You like those 2 days or do they
I like the 2 days. This is like the
really?
best training part.
Yeah. Is it like a lift and then a practice?
Right now we've been doing usually a lift, and then right after lift we go into drill for a little bit, and then we come
Mhm.
back in the afternoon and practice.
Nice. Okay. Oof. Do you get sore at all? I
Oh
look at the
yeah.
guys at Air Force and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
it's constantly being sore.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Do you soak tub or cold tub?
Sometimes right now I've been doing like the compression boots for my legs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's really what gets me is when my legs are super sore.
Yeah. Do those actually work? Oh.
They make me feel better, so
Okay.
I don't
Because
know
I
if it's a placebo or anything, but
Yeah, I've
I
I've
like
seen
it.
some of
So,
our guys use them, and I'm like, those look like I don't know. I'm just curious to try them out now, to be
mm,
honest. But what? So you're a redshirt sophomore. Have you declared a major yet?
yes, kinesiology. It's basically
Dude.
exercise science.
Oh, how's that? How's that combined with wrestling? Like, I feel like that could be a pretty strenuous major.
It's it can be pretty tough. I just finished taking anatomy, and then I'll be going into physiology and physics this next semester, so
Oh,
it'll be a lot to handle.
yeah. How do you handle that? How do you balance that?
Just being good for my time. I think I get my schoolwork done like pretty reasonably. I have a schedule that I keep to. It helps me out.
Yeah. Are you like a good student, or is it something that like you have to really put some time and effort and energy into?
I would say this last semester's a first time I kind of had to really focus in on my schoolwork because it actually started getting hard with these
Mhm.
more major related classes.
Yeah. Yeah, you said physiology and physics, and I'm like, oh my God. But hey, what made you get into that major?
I've always liked strength conditioning since about middle school. My dad took me to like a CrossFit gym, and
Really?
I did that Murph workout for Veterans Day, and then I just kept coming back with my dad and fell in love with it.
That wasn't your first workout, was it, the Murph?
It was my first workout there, but I've done like
So
other stuff.
your first workout was the Murph challenge or
Yeah,
the Murph? Did you complete it? How'd you do?
I did. I did like half of it because I was in middle school.
Still pretty good.
Yeah,
What a way to introduce you to kind of like working out and stuff is the
yeah.
Murph. Oof. So is your dad like a big workout person, guru?
He yeah, he got a after CrossFit and right around COVID time, he got a home gym so he can keep working out, and he's been pretty consistent with it ever since.
Yeah, he still got it. Like, I mean, like right now, if you went over there, like, she still got it.
Yeah, I lift with him whenever I'm home in our home gym, and he can keep up with me.
Have you ever asked him why, like, where that kind of came from for him? I mean, just a healthier lifestyle, or is it something he enjoys, or like,
I think it's a little bit of both healthy lifestyle and something he enjoys. I know he wants to be around for me and my brother growing up and growing old.
yeah, growing old, huh? He's got a ways. He's got a ways to go. What are
Yeah,
you, 20? Where are you, 20, 21, 20?
I'm 20.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah. How many siblings do you have? You just mentioned your brother.
I have a brother and a sister, younger brother, older sister.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're the middle. All right. And
Yeah,
what's a little insight on them? What are they up to?
my sister is uh, working. I forgot where exactly. And then my brother's in middle school. He just finished his first season of wrestling, and he's trying out basketball
Oh,
right now.
okay. Okay, how'd it go?
He did well. He got second in his little conference tournament, and it was his first year wrestling, so it's pretty
Really?
cool. hmm
What took him so long to try it?
He's tried it before, and then he didn't like it. So
Fair enough. Fair
yeah,
enough. Do you get the sense that he is gonna do wrestling or basketball? Do you have like a prediction?
I think he'll choose wrestling.
Yes.
I think he'll do like the football wrestling route.
Excellent. Good choice. Good
Yeah,
choice. What about you? When did you start to get into the sport?
I started when I was real young, but I only did it for a season because I didn't really enjoy it either. And then I started back in high school because my dad was a coach on a Pop Warner team. One of his buddies called my dad and was like, "Hey, we need some guys for the wrestling team. Would your son be interested?" I just said kind of sure, not knowing not knowing anything about it really, and started wrestling ninth grade. Been doing it ever since.
Yeah, just like that, huh? Like
Yeah, just
that's
a
all
random
that's all
day.
it took. That's all it
Yep.
took. I wish someone would have called you earlier. Hey, wish were you doing basketball at that time at all or any other winter sports? No, you were just
No other sports. Just
no other sports in general.
mm-mm. I was working out, like lifting weights and all of that, but no, no sports.
Really? Did you try them all like when you were younger, do the whole circuit and try all
Yeah,
the
when I
stuff?
was younger, I tried everything: basketball, soccer, baseball, football. I did all of those,
Yeah.
and
So
then
were you just not into sports then, or like did you have other interests?
working out was really my main interest. So, and I was a Boy Scout at the
Nice.
time as
Okay.
well. So that's what I was doing most of the time.
Gotcha. And what's I mean, is the wrestling scene very big in North Carolina? I'm from the Midwest in Iowa, so like, I know I talked to Caleb Smith about it, but like just kind of
Mhm.
give us a little bit of a plug of like what North Carolina wrestling is like.
I think North Carolina wrestling is definitely not as big as Iowa or some of the places out Midwest, but I think it's growing a lot, and a lot of good wrestlers are starting to come out of North Carolina, and good wrestlers have been coming out of North Carolina as well.
Yeah, yeah. Caleb Smith.
Yep.
Um, so you started wrestling as a freshman, really as a freshman in high school. I mean, you tried it for a year or whatever when you're younger. Um, did you like have some success as a freshman? I mean, I think that was the year before COVID, correct?
That was COVID was at the last part of my freshman year.
Gotcha. Okay, what
Yeah.
a time to go out for wrestling. But
Yeah.
so you go out for wrestling. I mean, did you enjoy it then? Did you have friends on the team? Like, I'm just curious what stuck that time.
I think I just really enjoyed the challenge of it, and it was exciting. I was learning a bunch. I was able to be more like active instead of just lifting weights. So it gave me
Mhm.
something else to do.
Yeah. Did you then try to like get into any other sports at that time, or have you just only wrestled?
It's only been wrestling since then. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, um, what then took you from like your sophomore or your freshman year? How did you do your freshman year anyway? Like, did you have a winning record? Like, were you successful? Were you even on varsity? I mean,
My freshman year, I was on JV. I There in North Carolina, they had a JV states, and I got second there.
okay.
So
So there's some success there. Okay.
yeah,
Um, but gosh, did you just really like take off your sophomore year? Because that was you qualified for state as a sophomore after only wrestling for a year.
yeah. I just put in. I think at that point, I decided I really love wrestling, and I'm gonna put in a lot of time. Put in a lot of time with it, and ended up getting better each and every year.
Yeah, ended up working out. When did you then? So I'm curious now. So you started wrestling as a freshman, you're JV, you get second at JV states, and now you're wrestling Division One. Like, when did Division One wrestling, like, do you remember even thinking like, hey, I can do this at the next level, or I want to do this at the next level, or when did that even become a thought in your brain?
I'm not really sure when, but I don't think there's ever a point where I didn't believe something like that was possible.
Mhm.
Like once I fell in love with wrestling, I didn't believe I couldn't wrestle at the highest level in in college.
That's some serious confidence there, like to go from having, you're like you wrestled one year and now you're
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna wrestle at the highest level possible. Like that's some serious confidence there.
Mhm. I think I'm uh, stubbornly positive. I think that's something I've always been.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, you know. I mean, obviously it's gotten to it's gotten to where you are now.
Mhm.
But so I mean, when do you remember kind of like your first goal in wrestling or the first few goals that you had in wrestling? I mean, I'm curious how the stepping stone went from I'm just going out for wrestling, I'm JV to where you are now and where your goals are now, you know, like the progression. I'm just kind of curious on that.
First goals was probably I remember I wanted to be uh I would be three-time state champion because first year I was on JV. And then I know I wanted to win uh Virginia Beach Nationals and I wanted to win Super 32. That was
Wow.
my first goals because those are those tournaments I knew at the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah. How did you know about those tournaments if you had just started going out like your freshman year? Did you already know beforehand? Did guys wrestle at the tournaments? Like, how'd you know about these tournaments?
Some of my teammates have was wrestling at those tournaments, and then for Super 32, it was that's a North Carolina tournament in Greensboro. It's not too far from Charlotte, and I just heard about it on guys talking on Instagram.
Yeah.
That
Did you compete at Super 32?
yes, I competed twice at Super 32.
I love this. Like, you went out as a freshman, and then 2 years later, you're competing at arguably the toughest high school tournament in the country.
Mhm.
I mean, did you like you where did how I'm trying to figure out how you got so good starting basically as a freshman to, you know,
Mhm.
your junior year when you're wrestling at Super 32. I mean, what was that 2 year window? What aside from like working out, like did you just wrestle 24/7 or what?
I mean, I was going to the high school practices, and then I would go to Dark Horse. I started going to the Dark Horse Wrestling Club.
Okay.
I'm gonna say after my freshman year.
Hmm.
After my freshman year, I kind of started going every now and then, but getting more towards the start of my sophomore year, I started going consistently.
Gotcha. And who runs Dark Horse? Where's that out of?
It's Charlotte, North Carolina. The head coach there is Jim Avola,
Okay.
and I worked with the Glunt brothers a lot, Luke Glunt and Jake Glunt. They helped me out
Yeah.
um, all throughout high school, and are still helping me now when I come back in Charlotte, and I can text them and bounce ideas off of them about technique and all of that.
Yeah. Um, so you're from Harrisburg, correct? How far away from Charlotte is Harrisburg?
Maybe 15 minutes, not too far.
Okay. Okay. So you're making the trip. Like, did your dad also did your family start to get invested in wrestling the second you started to kind of really get invested in wrestling?
Yeah. My dad would always come with me to the dark horse practices. He would drive me when I couldn't, when I was too young to start driving. And then even when I was driving, he would always tag along and watch.
Yeah, because did he wrestle at all, or did anyone in your family even wrestle?
No, I'm
No.
the first one to start wrestling.
Uh, um, I'm I'm impressed that he put you in it, you know, like sometimes people like, you know, the unknown is kind of scary. And so when people are like, hey, come out for wrestling, they're like, no, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know anything about it. So, you know, but cool. That's awesome that they started to invest in it when you started to invest in it.
Mhm.
Um, were you a little, was like being naive to the sport also like beneficial to you? You know what I mean? Like not knowing as much, not knowing who people were, not knowing rankings and all that stuff. Was that like almost to your benefit?
I think so. I still think even now that's to my benefit because I don't keep track of who's like who I'm about to wrestle in my weight class now, or what this guy did in high school, what he did last year. I think that helps me perform my best even to this day.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, you go from JV state runner up um, to a state qualifier as a sophomore. I mean, was that a victory in and of itself, or were you still disappointed that you didn't come away with a state title? Because it sounds like your goal was to be a three-time state champ, and
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, I was definitely disappointed at that time. For that year was weird as well because for the states they were doing single elimination because of COVID. So I qualified for states and I lost in the first round of states and didn't have an opportunity to wrestle back.
ouch. Okay, yeah, that would be, Did so they only so how did that work? Did they only wrestle the state finals? Like they didn't do any backside matches?
They did if you made it to the semifinals, then you would wrestle for third and fourth, and then that was it.
Wow. Okay. So there was okay. And how big are the brackets in North Carolina?
16 when I was competing.
Okay. So that's like two matches for the to get to the semis, right?
Yeah.
I think if I'm doing it right. Okay. Dang, so that had to be, I mean, I'm trying to find the silver lining there in the fact that like it's your second year wrestling in your state qualifier. You know,
Mhm.
that had to be pretty good feeling though. I mean, I know
Yeah.
a state championship as your in your second year is a pretty high bar. Not saying that like it was out of reach, but that's awesome that you were trying to get there. But like also the improvement you made, you
Yeah.
know.
I think in retrospect, it's a cool and it's an achievement to be like proud of. See
Yeah,
that improvement.
yeah. And it sounds like that only sort of like burned the fire brighter or hotter.
Mm.
Especially
The
since you only wrestled one match there, like gosh, that'd be disappointing too.
mm.
So, um, so is that when you took probably one of the biggest jumps or, in the off season was between your sophomore and junior year?
I think so. Yes, that's when things started to click. I went to a bunch of wrestling camps that summer,
Gotcha.
like a bunch of team camps at colleges and other clubs. Anything I could do to compete more and train more.
Yeah, who did you kind of ride around with then? Like, did you have a group of guys that you went to all this stuff with? Because at that point you're what, 16, so you can drive by yourself if you wanted to, if you had your license.
Uh, Not really a group of guys, but I went to a bunch of team camps, so I would just go to the camp and then join a team while I was there.
Really?
Yeah, like 2 years I went to a West Virginia wrestling camp with the Solon team from Ohio
Really?
because my head coach in was it, high school came from there, and he put me in contact with them. So for 2 years I went to the West Virginia team camp with them, and that was a really good time.
Huh. Man, I don't know if I would have done that as a junior. Like I would have been, I don't know if shy is the right word, but I just intermingling with somebody from another state, like that just
Yeah,
as a junior night.
I was definitely shy. It took a while for me to open up and really enjoy that time.
Yeah. But hey, that's all. So you went to West Virginia. I mean, how far was that?
I think it's around 5.5 hours from Charlotte.
And was that by yourself or did your parents go with you?
My dad came up with me.
Okay. Good for
Hmm.
him. Was he still getting a workout in though?
I bet he was at the hotel gym. Yeah.
Dang, so you were going to West Virginia. I mean, you were going all over the place, anywhere you could to get better, it sounds like.
Yep, and during all that time as well, I was still going to Dark Horse whenever I wasn't at a team camp or off at a summer tournament.
Jeez. Wow, okay. And was that mostly freestyle? Did you do a
No,
lot of freestyle?
I didn't do freestyle until I believe it was my junior year, like the summer of
Mhm.
my junior year, and then a bit my senior year, but nothing too much.
Gotcha. So you're going all over, learning all this stuff. Was it at times was it a little overwhelming because being a little newer in the sport and you're getting all this technique and information and stuff that you're like having to absorb and perfect? I mean, it can be a lot, especially like in the high school level at some of them camps. Like you're learning some pretty high level stuff that maybe you weren't even prepared for because you're still only in your second year. You know what I mean?
hmm I think I think it was a little overwhelming at times, but it wasn't anything that pushed me away from the sport or made me nervous about pursuing it more.
Yeah. Yeah. So your junior year, then you go in with like I mean, you probably just were like a dog on a bone, huh?
Yeah, I was excited to get after it,
Yeah. I
try
mean,
and accomplish my goals.
yeah, and you guys wrestle a lot of matches. Is one thing that I noticed looking at like some of your stats from high school. Like, were you like 59-4 or something as a junior? I mean, holy
Yeah,
cow.
something crazy. A lot of matches.
Yeah. Well, is like just like a lot of tournaments, like every tournament every weekend. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, the once the season starts, every weekend we're doing something.
Jeez. And then so I know you came up short your sophomore or your junior year too. What runner up?
Yep, I got second. I
God,
got pinned by one of my teammates that's on the App State team now, Alex Hopper.
no kidding.
Yep.
Did you know him at the time or anything or know anything about him?
No, uh, he's just one of the my competitors at the time.
Gosh. I mean, it's one thing, like, was that pretty devastating not only to lose, but to get pinned? I mean, in the state finals, I mean, some people can just like, I don't know, that can be like embarrassing or whatever, that you're on this big stage and everyone's watching you and that's how you go out?
Yeah, that one was really hard for me.
Yeah,
It took a I think even after that, I took a week off of wrestling after that
really.
just to think about everything and recoup myself.
Yeah. Did you like, I mean, with having such lofty goals, I mean, did you have to sometimes talk yourself back a little bit and be like, hey, I'm still only getting used to like I'm only in this sport for 3 years. I have a lot of growth yet. I know I came up short, but I mean the potential. Like, did you have to kind of talk yourself like that a little bit?
I would say yes, and I think that's something that even now I do as well because I think it puts it in perspective for me that yes, I have these really lofty goals and yes, I really want to achieve them and I believe I can achieve them. But sometimes I come up short and it's important when I do come up short to kind of look back and be like, wow, I came up short here, but look how far I came.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's great to have these high expectations of yourself and goals. I mean, is that something that you've sort of always had of yourself? I mean, have you always been one to really set the bar, high and sometimes naively high in a sense?
Yes, always. I've always done that in pretty much anything I get into.
I love it because it's also a lesson of like, you know, if you set your mind to something, the goal can be again, to the outside world really high, but to you, it's like that's just my next goal. Like it's not
Yeah.
anything absurd. It's not absurd to you, you know?
Mm.
And if you put the work in, like you can get there.
Yeah. If it's if it's humanly possible, it's achievable by you as well. So that's
Yeah.
something I always think of.
Yeah. So then the next year, you finally get that state title as a senior. And that's
Mhm.
when I also know it's 61-0, like 61 matches for high school. Like, but you
Yeah.
probably needed the matches, so it probably wasn't that bad for you.
Yeah. I think it helped me out.
Yeah. But 61-0, I mean, to did you ever, like you said, sort of sit down and be like, wow, look at my high school career and what I accomplished in those 4 years from runner up at JV states to 61-0 as a senior. I mean, you covered a lot of ground in those 4 years.
Yeah. Uh, I definitely have, but not in high school. Even my senior year, my goal was to break Joe Seeley's point record at states, which I believe was 107. I might be wrong. 107 points in 4 matches.
Jeez.
And I came up short of that one as well. I think I got to maybe, I forget what it was now, but it was something low 100s.
Dang.
So I came up short of that as well. So again, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I won states, but I was still disappointed I didn't reach that goal.
How about Virginia Beach and like Super 32? Like those were kind of tournaments you had circled on your schedule. How'd you perform at those
Mhm.
ones?
I never made it too far in Super 32. I think the furthest I made it was like I went 2-2 my last year there.
Mhm.
And then at Virginia Beach, I All Americaned my senior year. I believe I placed fifth.
There you go. Okay. So you're chipping away at these goals here. When did Division One wrestling come into the picture, or even become a thought in your brain that like, okay, I want to wrestle at the next level and it's going to be D1.
I think it was going to these camps over the summer and then competing well there and then being able to talk to these Division One coaches at these schools and kind of picking their brain on what it takes to go D1, like how many workouts they're doing, what workouts they're doing, and then being able to watch a college practice and kind of saying, I can compete at that level. Just believing by
Yeah.
watching that I can compete at that level.
Yeah. So how did you end up then at like App State?
I went to their prospect camp and started talking to the coaches there. And from there, I scheduled an official visit for App State.
And there you are. Did
Yep.
you visit anywhere else? Like,
I had an official visit for Campbell my junior year, and then had the official visit with App State, and then I had some other visits lined up afterwards that I didn't even end up going on because I was I committed to App State and I was ready to commit to App State.
you were locked in. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a beautiful campus and area, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The mountains and the summers here are awesome.
Yeah. Were you there for the flood that happened? Gosh, was that last year? 2 years
Yep, I
ago?
was here. That was a crazy time. I never thought the it could flood in the mountains.
Yeah.
I was joking like with some of my friends that the news reports were crazy and couldn't be real because there's no way
Mhm.
it's gonna flood in the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you at App State when that was happening?
Yep,
So
I was.
I forget when that exactly happened, the flood anyway. But you were
Mhm.
there.
Yep.
Did you have any damage or anything?
No, because in Boone, like on campus didn't really get hit as hard as the surrounding areas, more rural areas.
Gotcha.
But our wrestling room and our locker room got flooded.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh man, I bet that kind of threw a curveball. Did you like where did you work out then and get your wrestling done? Or did you not? Did you go to local high school?
So we couldn't practice on campus, and we couldn't even like be on campus and train on campus. So I ended up going home to Charlotte, and I was training at Dark Horse during that time.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, yep. This is starting to bring back because I talked to Chad Bellis
Hmm.
and okay, and he was saying some of the same stuff. Okay. Sorry, I talked to him a while ago, so that's why I kind of forgot like how all that went down. But
Yeah,
yeah, so you're man, you've had some crazy times. Like, you
yeah.
started wrestling during COVID, basically, where the state wrestling tournament was just one and done.
Hmm.
You're at App State and you get flooded. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so not only do you get to App State, okay, so you're now in Boone. How far away is Boone from Harrisburg, by the way?
2 hours, right at 2 hours.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. Um, So not only do you get there and you're going to wrestle Division One, but now you're starting. Like, was that the plan was to start, or how did that even work out?
Uh, I'm not really sure if it was. I always believed I could start
Yeah,
right away. I think that was just me being stubbornly positive. But it was shocking when the first duel comes out and coach is telling me I'm weighing in and telling me the game plan for the match. So it was surprising, but I think I always believed I could start right away.
yeah. And did you have to cut a lot of weight? Because your senior year, what did you wrestle like 195, I think?
Yeah,
You wrestled,
195.
and now you're
But
wrestling
I was
184 in college?
I was during high school I was walking around barely getting to 190, wrestling 195, so I didn't really have to cut any weight my freshman year for college.
Why were you wrestling 195 in high school? You just didn't want to cut weight?
Yeah, I didn't think there was a reason to wrestle down. I believe it was 82 for high school at the
Yeah,
time.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, that sounds right.
I was able to eat a bunch, lift all the time, stay big and strong, keep growing throughout the season. So,
True.
mm.
True. Yeah. So now you're cutting down. You probably just stop eating junk food, lost a few pounds.
uh, yeah, I would never say I eat a lot of junk food. It was maybe cut back on a little bit of water the day before, and then I make the weight pretty easily.
Do you have like a cheat meal then at all? Like, I mean, you got to have something that you're like junk foody you like to eat, right?
Uh, yeah, I have a cheat meal, but I'm pretty consistent overall with my diet, I would say.
What's the cheat meal?
I don't know. It's
If you say like beef and rice or something like that doesn't that's not counting. Like I'm not counting that.
I don't think it's like I would say type of food. It's not like junk food, but I would just
Mhm.
eat more of what I'd usually eat.
No, that doesn't no. See, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't count. You don't have anything like, man, I go and get a big, large pizza, or I go to like, I don't know, what is out North Carolina? Bojangles, something like, I don't know. I ate
I,
a Bojang my
I would
sister lives
say
in Southern Pines, and we ate a Bojangles once, so I don't know.
I would say a pizza. Pizza could get me. That would be what my cheat meal is.
And you're not just saying that because I just said that, right? Like,
No, but that did bring it up. I do really love pizza,
okay.
and
Or like a big bowl of pasta or fettuccine Alfredo or something.
I would say pizza.
Pizza.
Like
Okay.
that would be my craving after wrestling a tournament is a pizza.
Okay. What about like so you don't do like desserts? Like I'm kind of like a big sweets guy, so like cookies, man, or like I'm a sucker for like really good cookies, you know.
I'm not too big of a sweets guy.
You're more savory,
Yeah,
like
definitely more savory.
like just a big old bowl of mashed potatoes or something.
Mac and cheese would be
Oh,
my
there we go. Okay.
another one right there.
Good one. Good.
But I don't have mac and cheese very often, so I wouldn't say it's really like a Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your diet then? Like I'm curious, like what do you eat? Like you sounds like you're very structured in your diet and nutrition.
Yeah, it's a. I guess I can go through kind of what a normal day would be. Breakfast would be eggs, egg whites, and oatmeal, and then lunch would be some form of either chicken, ground meat with rice, potatoes, some vegetables, and then pre-practice would usually be either like rice cakes or some form of bread, and then some honey or fruit spread with some yogurt, and then dinner would be some form of meat like chicken, ground beef, maybe fish sometimes, or and then the carbs would be rice, potatoes, maybe pasta, and
Okay.
then to finish off the night, sometimes I have like a Ninja Creamy,
The
make
what?
like a protein ice cream. I have a Ninja Creamy.
There's the sweets.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If you want to call it that, I guess. Ninja
Yeah.
Cream. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's your typical day. That's every day on repeat. That's it right there.
Yeah. Pretty simple. I do like another one of my passions is cooking, and
Oh,
I
okay.
do a lot of different things with that.
Like what?
Recently, I made birria tacos. Tried
Oh,
that out. Hmm.
how was that?
It was really good. I didn't expect it to turn out as well as it did.
Yeah. So, how many do you live with? Like some wrestlers or some like? Do you live off campus in an apartment with some roommates?
I live off campus with my girlfriend in an
Ah,
apartment.
gotcha. And so
Mhm.
she lets you cook, huh? She's
Yep.
yeah, nice. Okay. Are you like big into the cooking shows too then?
Yes.
Okay. What do you like? What ones do you like?
I just finished one called The Chef Show. It's with John Favreau and Roy Choi. And
It's literally called The Chef Show. Why haven't I heard of this?
it's on Netflix. John Favreau is a producer. He's like the one who produced Iron Man 2, I believe. And
Yeah, oh yeah, I know this guy.
he's on the Avengers and all of that. And he has a big passion for cooking, and he's cooking with a chef, Roy Choi. He's like the father of food trucks, and they just go around to different restaurants, talking to really good chefs, learning from them. It's pretty cool.
Nice, okay. Yeah, sometimes like I'm watching shows like um I don't know, Next Level Chef is one that me and my wife like to watch.
Mhm.
Um gosh, yeah, and like I have to measure stuff out. Like I just am not confident to just like grab stuff and just be like, here's a little bit of this. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
I over salt sometimes. Maybe
Hmm.
not sometimes, maybe a lot of the time on accident. Because again, I'm not
Yeah.
sure what I want to be like that,
Hmm.
but yeah, anyway. But that's cool. So you have a passion for cooking, huh?
Yep.
And you made birria tacos. And do you like meal prep then? Is that something that you're into, you're very regimented and you meal prep every Sunday or something?
It's not technically meal prep, but I like to call it batch cooking. So I'll take a bunch of potatoes, like 5 pounds of potatoes, and I'll cook that at one time, and then just have that in the fridge. So whenever I need that carb source really quickly, I can just pull out what I need, eat that, and then move on. But I don't like have it sectioned, portioned out each meal.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Do you like weigh it out and everything? Like, are you that
Yeah.
particular? Oh, geez, you weigh it
Hmm.
out. So you have food
Yeah.
scale and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Dang. Okay. This is pretty intense. Like in a good in a good way. Like you say you're
Hmm.
positively stumbled. This is like positively intense, where you're just like
Yeah.
very regimented. But hey, like as an athlete, especially a D1 college wrestling athlete, like you kind of
Hmm.
have to be like that.
Yeah. Especially in a weight class sport.
Yeah. And like also if you're exercise science, that's probably something also that
Yeah,
you're
this is just
working
something
towards.
I enjoy as well. Like even without wrestling, I still think I would be this regimented with my nutrition.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm. Is that something like is your dad that way too, or is that just something you've kind of taken on as your own personal responsibility?
I think it's just something I do. I mean, like I said, I enjoy it, so
Yeah.
I would do it anyways.
Yeah. When you go into the team room, I was curious when you were saying like, some of the stuff that you like to, throughout the day. When you go into the team room, is there like one snack that you always grab? Like I'm thinking about our team room and I'm like, gosh, I think like they're called honey stingers. Oh man, I'm a sucker for them. I don't know. But
uh,
yeah.
I always grab like a bag of pretzels. That's been kind of my go-to snack to grab.
Little bag of pretzels.
Yep.
Yeah. See, that wasn't on your list before, so now you got to write that down. You're
Yeah.
missing out on those calories. You're
Yeah.
gonna be off now. Um, no, that's awesome. That you've kind of taken it upon yourself, and it sounds like easy to say maybe you're a little type A.
I don't know.
Really? Okay.
I feel it would be about certain things,
Yeah.
like my nutrition and schedule and stuff, but other than that, I feel like I'm pretty laid back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what other than we've been talking a lot about like wrestling and nutrition, it takes up and school, and that takes up like a large portion of your life. Um, but when you need a break, what do you do to take a break and to relax and be laid back, because you're so invested in these other few things in your life,
Hmm.
that like what do you do to kind of recharge your battery?
Uh, one is cooking. That by itself
Hmm.
is a passion of mine, so that helps me kind of relax and recenter. Uh, Spending time with my girlfriend and my other friends as well, like going on hikes, going outside, enjoying Boone,
Yeah.
uh, being able to like try new things, maybe try a new restaurant, go to a new out like a what is it outlook on the mountains.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
something I do.
Yeah. Um, you missed, I was gonna ask you, you missed pretty much all of last year with an injury. Was that pretty devastating or was it sort of a blessing, because you did have that red shirt that you preserved, So like, I mean, I'm trying to find like the positive, the stubborn, positively stubborn, ness in you to find the silver lining in being hurt last year. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I think it was really it was a hard time for me because put in a lot of work, consistently all over the summer. Felt like I was ready to be on the big stage, make a big impact this year, and then it got all taken away. But I think now I kind of see it as a blessing, kind of worked out in my favor. I had some time to focus on other areas of my development, like my strength, my math IQ, being able to watch more film, just being able to be around the sport in a different way than I was before.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Like, had you been hurt before ever?
No, that was first time.
Yeah. So, I mean, this was kind of
Uh,
your first time to be able to just like sit back and absorb wrestling, you know?
mhm. First time to be a kind of spectator, kind of be more of a fan
Yeah.
than a
Yeah.
competitor.
Yeah. Which, like obviously it sucks, nobody wants to get hurt, you know. Um, but at that point in your career, like, yeah, it could have been kind of a nice reset for you. Like if you're trying to look at it from a positive standpoint, obviously it's negative that you got hurt
Yeah.
and like you can dwell on that, but to kind of turn that into a
Mhm.
positive of like you just said, it kind of allowed you to grow in a different way, you know?
Yeah. At that point, I just focus on doing what I can instead of focusing on what I lost the ability to do.
Good point. Sometimes we need that, Stop focusing on what you can't do and focus
Mhm.
on what you can do. Um, I didn't even mention the
Yeah.
fact, so you're a true freshman, and you win your conference title. I mean, what was
Mhm.
that like? Like you win, like without that conference title, I don't know if you squeeze into the NCAAs, but as a true freshman, you come out
Yeah.
here and you win, you beat
Mhm.
Caleb Hopkins, who's really solid from Campbell. Um,
Mhm.
and you're winning a conference title.
Yeah, I actually got pinned by him in the duel against Campbell maybe 2 weeks before wrestling him in conference, and it's
Wow,
just
really?
yeah,
So what was the
the
mindset like there? You know, did you that's got to be one of those things where you just flush it, right?
yeah, something you short-term memories forget about and keep moving. Learn the lesson and keep moving.
Yeah. And that was kind of a crazy match with you and him. Um, didn't you win on like a last second takedown?
Yep, it was it had to be under like 15 seconds left, or probably even less. I can't really remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you probably couldn't because you were so freaking excited that you're like a true freshman going to, qualifying for nationals. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that was part of the goal though, but like to achieve that goal, I mean, that
yeah.
had to be a pretty high point in your career to
Hmm.
this point.
Yeah, it was the first time I've celebrated after a match was winning that one.
Really?
Yeah,
Really, what'd you do? Did you like
I just
do
did a
anything
little like
cool?
fist pump as I was walking back.
Okay, I guess okay, I'll count that as celebrating, I guess.
Yeah.
Gosh, but like it also is pretty awesome for like App State and your coaches, for those guys who believed in you, and took
Yeah.
you in and not took you in, but like, recruited you and brought you in and developed you. And here
Hmm.
you are as a true freshman,
Yeah. They gave me
going
the
to the big
chance
dance.
to go out and compete.
Yeah. And then also like you took that chance, I mean, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like there is some people that come into college and like they almost go in with the mindset that they're going to be a backup for the first year, or they're going to redshirt, or
Mhm.
like I'm not going to be the guy. I mean,
Yeah.
was that ever a thought in your mind?
No, I was thought I could go right away, and I was ready to go right away. I was excited and willing to, take that chance wrestling guys that have been in college for 7 years now at this point.
I freaking love it that you were just not a like. I mean, does anything phase you? Like, I mean, you just seem like you're bring it on type of mentality. Like, let's go.
I would say I do get phased, but it's just I understand that that's a part of competing and that's a part of it. And just because you feel that way doesn't mean you can't pull off an upset or you can't do really well.
Yeah. Do you get nervous before you
Yeah,
wrestle?
every match.
Really?
Doesn't matter who
Really?
it
How do
is.
you deal with that? Like, yeah. I mean, because like to me, I would get nervous to the point where like there would be times where like I would go out there and after the first period I'd be exhausted because like I would get like so worked up, and I would get so
Mhm.
nervous, about being out there wrestling in front of the fans and my family and all that stuff, friends, and I mean it would suck. Almost to the point where it was crippling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think first you got to notice that being nervous for a match is normal, and I mean that means you're ready, and there's no courage without fear. So to be courageous, you have
Hmm.
to be afraid, and still do what you're afraid of. So I think it's just a part of wrestling and how you handle those nerves.
Yeah, good point. I wish someone would have told me that in high school. Being afraid is courageous,
Yeah.
like um but so how do you handle the nerves? Like, I mean, is there something that you do specifically? I mean, do you just like lock in with music, or do you kind of keep yourself moving? Like, how do you handle the nervousness?
I think for me, having a routine that I do every single time helps.
Um,
It gets me in the
Good point, yeah.
right frame of mind. I warm up the same. I listen to the same song before I go out to wrestle. I
Which is what?
It's my walkout song, "Can't Be Broken" by Lil Wayne. Before I wrestle, I have it on repeat. Like as soon as my mat assignment comes up, click that
Mhm.
song, listen to it on repeat until I'm headed out to wrestle.
Nice. Yeah. Um, Now, I want to know kind of like coming into this year. I mean, coming off the injury, did it take you a while mentally to get caught up to your body? Because sometimes like your body's healed, you're fine. But like
Mhm.
mentally, you're still kind of like, hesitant. Am I okay? Can I do this? Like, did
Yeah.
you experience any of that?
Yeah, that was a really tough part for me. Like, I would say it mostly affected me on bottom, like on my bottom wrestling. Like
Hmm.
I knew where I needed to move, but then I would freeze up right before I go there because, oh, I'm going quad pod. My leg's going to be out, like bearing all that weight. And
Hmm.
then my body would freeze up before I go there. And then I ended up not doing it, not hitting the move. And it wasn't really, it was almost subconscious. Like,
Right. I was thinking that.
yeah, I was ready to go there, but then I froze and stopped and then had to go something else.
how long did it take you to get over it, or how did you get over that? If you even are at this point, but
I'm definitely over it now.
nice, good.
It took it took a while to get over it, I think. Like maybe tongue in the scale of months, probably. And I was doing it just took repetition in that position just so I can get comfortable. Like I would come in and drill it by myself, and then I'd ask coach to come and drill with me in that position. So I just get reps there. Even if it was really light, it was just teaching my body that I'm okay here, I'm strong, and my body can handle it.
Yeah, right. That like, hey, I'm healed. I can make this move. I can do this move, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Um, how did you come in contact with Caleb Smith? Because was you guys weren't on the same team, were you? He was at Nebraska at this
Uh,
point.
no, yeah. When I was getting recruited, or once I committed, and I was coming up to App State more and more, like for the RTC practices.
Mm,
I came up one time for the inter squad duels, and I talked to him a bit uh, when I came up for those events.
gotcha. So then when you committed and all of a sudden you see he's in the transfer portal, were you like, hey, what the heck, dude?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I was really looking forward to competing with him and being on the same team with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And him and like, I mean, they had some guys. I mean, Caleb Smith, John Milner. I mean, there were
Mhm,
some, some guys who kind of laid the groundwork to be a successful, wrestler at App State,
mhm,
And there's others in there. I'm not discrediting the guys who I can't think of off the top of my head, but you know what I
mhm.
mean. So,
Yeah, it was exciting to have those guys to look up to,
yeah.
like that laid the groundwork that showed that there you can be successful.
Yeah, for sure. And now you're kind of reaping the benefits of that too, almost starting a new wave of successful App State wrestlers. I mean, you just got third at the Scuffle. Would you go 5-1? I mean, knocked off
Yeah.
some tough kids. I mean,
Mhm,
you've kind of put yourself back in the conversation here a little bit, after missing the year from injury, you know,
mhm.
people may, I don't want to say have forgotten about you, but all of a sudden you come back, you're like, oh, right. Yeah. Forgot Thomas Brooker,
Yeah.
look at this guy.
Mhm. It's a good feeling to be back in the conversation.
Yeah. Did you then like before I let you go, like, when you were hurt and you weren't competing, did you almost sort of dive into something deeper? Like, did you just like slam yourself into academics to sort of take your mind off of not being able to compete? You know what I mean? Like when something like that
Mhm.
gets taken away, that's like your identity. You you kind of like almost pour yourself into something else. You know what I mean?
I think I think I did that with cooking. I got more into cooking and all that. And I think I
Mhm.
also just doubled down even more into wrestling. Like I was watching even more film than I usually, than like, than I ever have. I was going back, watching old matches, writing down notes on other guys' matches, stuff like that.
Were you watching like your matches or were you watching like college matches or did you start to get into like international and senior level matches? Or
I
was
was
it a
watching,
mix of the two?
it was a mix of kind of both. I was
Mhm.
watching more, I would say more older folk style matches, but I definitely watched some international matches and then my own matches as well.
Wow, okay. Um now let me ask you this here before I let you go. Like I said, you come home and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make my favorite meal. What is like your favorite meal? What's your favorite meal to make? And what's your favorite meal to eat? Because I feel like those can be two different things. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I think my favorite meal to make is probably, I don't know.
Do you have a couple of them? Like if you have a couple that come to mind, that's fine. Like it doesn't have to be one specific.
I definitely like making steak and potatoes, little
Classic.
classic meal.
For sure.
And then I've been making kind of a pad thai rice noodle
Really?
thing, yeah, and that's really good. I
Hmm.
take like a rice paper strips, and then I'll soak them and cut them into like thick noodles, and then I make a peanut butter sauce to like go on
Dang.
top of it, and I'll top with some like chicken thighs.
Good. Good chicken thighs. Good
Hmm.
choice.
Yeah,
Now, what about like your favorite meal to make? Like if you're craving, like I'm gonna make my favorite meal tonight. I've dieted hard, I've wrestled hard, like I deserve my favorite meal. Do you have like a favorite meal or a couple, I guess?
it would definitely be including the mac and cheese and the pizza in there for favorite meal to eat. And then I do I like making a like a nice hearty sandwich as well
Yes.
out of just kind of whatever I have. Like recently I made a banh mi sandwich that was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Dang, yeah, you get pretty creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like when I go places, sometimes like I just like a really good club sandwich, with
Yeah.
they have ham and turkey and bacon and lettuce and tomato, and I'm
Mhm.
like, that's just hits the spot, like
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
So don't sleep on a good club sandwich, but a banh mi sandwich. Heck yeah.
Mhm.
What about your girlfriend? Does she ever have any like special requests where she's like, "Hey, can you make me this tonight, please? Because I'm craving it." And you're like, "Yeah, you bet."
Yeah, I do that. Sometimes it's whenever she asks, I can see if I have the stuff to make it and then figure it out from there.
Yeah. How about this? Let me last question, okay. How about do you have one that sticks in your mind that you just totally butchered? Like I made these chicken wings in the air fryer once and I oversalted them bad. Oh my, it was bad. Like, you know, I felt so bad.
There's a I've done this a few times actually, where I've been making sweet potato fries and I throw them in the oven and I just completely burn them because I cook them like they're normal potatoes, like russet potatoes, but they
Mhm.
need a lot shorter cook time. And by the time I check on them, they're just gone. They're burnt to a crisp.
Some people like their fries like that, I guess. I don't know. Is it because of the type of potato that it doesn't need as much a longer time to cook because it's a sweet
Yeah,
potato? Okay,
that's why.
gotcha. Dude, yeah, that's interesting stuff. Like, I think Ashley, my wife, she listened to a book and I forget what it's called, but like there was like a difference between like kosher salt and table salt, and
Yeah,
I mean, you can get pretty
there's
scientific with like food.
a lot of nuances in it.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, if you're kind of into it, I mean, you can do some pretty cool stuff with it.
Yeah,
I give her props. She's come a long way. When we first got together, she was breaking spaghetti in half to fit it into a
yeah,
a bowl, a saucepan to boil it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I cringe now when I think about it, cracking them in half and
yeah,
putting. Sorry if any Italians are listening or
yeah.
offended by
The
that.
Italian crime.
Thanks again for listening to this episode of the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Special thanks to my guest, Tomas Brooker, for taking the time to sit down and chat with me. Cover art created and designed by Kristen Gill. Please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. You can also check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and my Facebook page to hear more of my content. Don't forget to check out my website, letstalkwrestlingpodcast.my.canva.site. And as always, be sure to tune in to hear the next guest of the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Take care. See you next time.